Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. I'm Madhavdas. It was another day of fierce showdown in Parliament as Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the lower house a day after Rahul's first speech as LoP. The Prime Minister was unsparing in his attacks on the opposition and particularly Rahul and the Congress party. The opposition constantly raised slogans of justice for Manipur, but the Prime Minister went on and continued to rain fire, from calling Rahul Gandhi a Balak Buddhi to branding Congress a parasite party. The Prime Minister pulled no punches. He also referred to a dialogue from Sholay film to take a dig at the Congress party and the celebrations in the party camp despite loss in Lok Sabha polls. The Prime Minister said, "तीसरी बार तो हारे हैं, लेकिन पर मौसी moral victory तो है ना." In another veiled attack on Rahul, the Prime Minister said the nation was saying, "तुमसे ना हो पाएगा." Let's listen to some of the stinging attacks by the Prime Minister.
कांग्रेस के मुंह झूठ का खून लग गया है। देश ने कल 1 जुलाई को खटाखट दिवस भी मनाया है। ईवीएम को लेकर झूठ, संविधान को लेकर झूठ, आरक्षण को लेकर झूठ। हिंदू हिंसक होते हैं, ये है आपके संस्कार, ये है आपका चरित्र, ये है आपकी नफरत। कोई छोटा बच्चा साइकिल लेके निकला है और अगर वो बच्चा गिर जाता है तो कोई बड़ा व्यक्ति आकर के उसके पास पहुंच जाता है और उसको कहता है, देखो चींटी मर गई, देखो चिड़िया उड़ गई, अरे देखो तुम तो बहुत बढ़िया साइकिल चलाते हो, अरे तुम तो गिरे नहीं हो। बालक बुद्धि में ना बोलने का ठिकाना होता है और न ही व्यवहार का कोई ठिकाना होता है। आज देश इनसे कह रहा है, तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा।
Opposition parties reacted to the Prime Minister's barb that Congress, like a parasite, ate into its allies' vote share. They said that it was a good move by the Congress party to form an alliance and that has helped in improving performance of opposition bloc as a whole.
See, basically he has to try to understand the history of India. It is only 2014 and 2019 that they gained a majority. On whose support was Vajpayee's government? On whose support was 75 ka government? He doesn't know the history. He is only talking about 2014 and 2019. He was born in 2014 and 19. After 89, all the governments have been coalition governments who have been supported by n number of parties. There is no strike rate. Making alliances is a political understanding. So Congress aligned with everybody and got the votes. That's an intelligent move.
प्रधानमंत्री जी के इस बोलने से जो भी अलायंस के पार्टनर हैं वो कुछ उनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला। वो और मजबूती के साथ आगे भी अलायंस करेंगे और सब मिल के लड़ेंगे। वोटों के बंटवारे से जो फायदा होता है और जो कुछ दलाल खड़े होकर के वोट काट देते हैं, इन सब चीजों को ख्याल करते हुए अभी हमारा अलायंस जो और मजबूत चलेगा। और अभी भी हम लोग बिल्कुल सरकार बना भी सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं सरकार नहीं बन सकती, कल सरकार ही बन सकती है, कोई भरोसा नहीं है।
Earlier in the day, portions of Rahul Gandhi's speech in Parliament were expunged from the records. The parts that were expunged included his comments on Hindus, Prime Minister Modi, the BJP RSS, amongst others. Congress members of Parliament shot off a letter to the Speaker saying that portions expunged do not come under the ambit of Rule 380. They also demanded that they be restored. In fact, Rahul in his letter also accused the Speaker of selective expunction and cited Anurag Thakur's speech to allege that only one single word was expunged, even as many references were against the rules.
राहुल जी आपका एक्सपेंड कर दिया गया। राहुल जी क्या कहना चाहेंगे? राहुल जी क्या कहना चाहेंगे? भाई वो बोल रहे हैं, देखिए अरे हाथ मत पकड़िए, हाथ छोड़िए आप। अरे राहुल जी बोल रहे हैं भाई, आप बोल रहे हैं। राहुल जी बोल रहे हैं, अरे बोल रहे हैं।
मोदी जी की दुनिया में
सच्चाई एक्सपंज हो सकती है, मगर रियलिटी में सच्चाई एक्सपंज नहीं हो सकती है। जो मैंने कहा था, जो मैंने कहना था, मैंने कह दिया, वो सच्चाई है। और एक्सपंज करें, जितना करना है करें, सच्चाई सच्चाई होती है। धन्यवाद।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, let's take this across to our guest. Joining us, RP Singh is national spokesperson of the BJP. We have Dr. Anand Ragnathan, author, joining us. Sanjay Jha, author, is with us. Also with us is Faizan Kidwai, spokesperson of Samajwadi Party. I'll start with you first, Sanjay Jha. You know, on the one hand, Sanjay Jha, let me begin by what happened. I'll get to the speeches in a minute. You know, on the one hand, we've seen over the last few days, you know, Rahul Gandhi talking about dialogue, cooperation. Sonia Gandhi writing an entire op-ed in the Hindu about how she wants to see cooperation and how that's not happening. There should be dialogue, there should be more give and take. Yesterday when Rahul Gandhi spoke, apart from a few interventions of the Prime Minister, the Home Minister, by and large everybody heard the speech in silence. Why today then did we see the opposition creating a continuous situation of slogan chanting while the Prime Minister was speaking? Is that in the spirit of democracy and cooperation, Sanjay Jha?
Madhav, good evening to you and to all the other panelists on the program. First and foremost, I heard Mr. Modi's speech and I thought it was at best a B-grade Bollywood movie script. And I can tell you a huge disappointment. Mr. Modi occupies a very sacrosanct office and august office of the Prime Minister. But his speech was an embarrassment, a monumental embarrassment. He's free to quote dialogues from Sholay and Diwar and Kabhi Kabhi. But at the end of the day, I think he's basically made his speeches so pedestrian that it's almost agonizing to even suffer through his speeches. But let me answer your question on why the opposition was today interrupting him during his speech. You know why? Because I think the Prime Minister has forgotten that Manipur is a state which is part of India. The Prime Minister is probably not aware because he's so busy talking about Bhais and Mangal Sutra and Mujra that he's not aware that over 200 people who are Indians have died in an ethnic conflict in Manipur for over a year. The Prime Minister has forgotten that over 50,000 people are homeless, Mother. Now the Prime Minister has even forgotten, or he's choosing to ignore, that the two members of Parliament whom the people of Manipur from the Congress Party.
I think we're losing that connection there.
His double-engine promise has been exposed as a hollow gimmick to the people of India. They have all seen through him. And they were all today basically screaming for attention from the Prime Minister because the MPs from Manipur had to be heard because that state continues to simmer,
simple question
and this government continues to be in a slumber. That is the problem.
Answers being sought from the government on Agniveer. There are many important national issues that Rahul Gandhi did refer to. If you don't listen to the Prime Minister, how will you get a response? How will you hold the government accountable?
Madhav, does the Prime Minister talk on fundamental issues that concern the common man? Even look at the irony. Today he makes a speech and you have so many innocent people dying in Hathras in Uttar Pradesh, tells you that this government has no sense of governance. The day this government started with a stock market scam that needs to be investigated, in my opinion. We need to know who was behind the rigging of the stock market. What about the NEET scam?
We'll discuss Hathras in great detail in the second half, Sanjay Jha, but let me bring that question to RP Singh. RP Singh, this government has failed in its duty of governance. The Prime Minister has not spoken about Manipur. For over a year, Manipur has been burning, and there are over 50,000 people who've been displaced. Because of the Prime Minister's silence of this, we disrupted Parliament today. Please respond to Sanjay Jha.
Madhav, first my heartfelt condolences to all those who have died or who have suffered injuries also. And I'm hopeful the local administration is taking care of the people who are there and proper care is being taken for them. But Sanjay Jha is the one who has been kicked out of Congress. He comes and speaks utter nonsense on TV channels. I've seen. He used words which doesn't behold good for any spokesperson or any person on a TV debate to speak about the language which he uses.
Truth hurts, my dear friend.
But coming to the subject, Manipur was discussed threadbare in the Parliament. Sir, I never interrupted. Did I interrupt it? That shows what sort of background. You have been kicked out.
I was just quoting Mahatma Gandhi
from the Congress party, and then you still lick their boots. I mean,
it's okay. Let's not get personal, please. One second.
You still lick their boots.
RP Singh, let's come back to the subject, please. Let's come back. No personal side debates, please. Let's come back to the issue.
Why is it upsetting you?
Yeah, RP Singh, we're talking about Manipur. Go ahead.
At least, unlike some people from your party who lick the boots of
Sanjay
Adani
Jha,
and
there is
Ambani,
no need to extend this personal side debate. I will have to lower faders. Let's please stick to the subject at hand. Let's not waste our viewers' time.
Sure.
RP Singh, please continue.
So, Manipur was discussed. Prime Minister had a detailed discussion. We had a detailed discussion. Prime Minister gave a complete answer, and he addressed the Parliament on the Manipur issue also. Amit Shah ji was there in the Manipur for 3 days, and he also wanted to address in detail, but opposition didn't took it, and opposition said no, we will not accept that. And when Prime Minister addressed, they walked out. And they are still continuing with the same mindset that we will not allow the Prime Minister to speak. Last time they created ruckus and walked out. This time they created ruckus. I have never seen in my political career any time when opposition would not allow the Prime Minister to speak when he's speaking about the presidential address, on the presidential address. But let it be. But the fact is that's how Congress is, and Prime Minister has answered each and every. Please, will you stop this nuisance in between? I will not allow him to speak next time. I mean, please. You have to stop this man, and he keeps creating sort of noise in between. So coming to the issue is Prime Minister answered each and every question, right from need to every issue which was raised by the leader of opposition, but also has shown mirror to what has to be done about the way the opposition is dealing with the Parliament.
Okay, I got your point, RP Singh, and let me take that question across to Faizan. Faizan Kidwai, spokesperson of Samajwadi Party, is with us. Faizan, you know, on many issues, the Prime Minister has attacked the Congress Party, has attacked the opposition, whether it is the treatment of Dalit leaders, you know, on the issue of reservation, suppressing the Mandal Commission, etc. So, several issues. In fact, there's a lot of ground the Prime Minister has covered. But the one attack that perhaps stands out, he says that the Congress Party, which has had its third worst performance over the last 3 elections, is projecting the victory of the BJP as though it has won something. How do you respond to what the Prime Minister said?
See, Madhav, first of all, I'll start by offering my condolences to the bereaved family, those who lost their lives in Hathras today. It's really very unfortunate. We'll be discussing that. But yeah, Prime Minister was looking visibly very rattled and uncomfortable while he was making speeches because of the speeches that Rahul ji, Mahua Motra ji and today Akhilesh ji made in the Parliament. Akhilesh ji hit all the right notes, right from pointing out that you are taking away the right of getting jobs through reservation of SCs, STs. You are encouraging lateral entry. And the best part of the speech was that Narendra Modi's biggest contribution to India in the last 10 years is creation of the education mafia. That's why all the papers are leaking, because Modi doesn't want to offer jobs. That's the reason they deliberately leak the papers. Madhav, there's one thing Mr. Modi pointed out about Sholi ki Mausi aaye. I hope somebody would have reminded him, Kash sir, आप अपना industrialist मौसा की भी तो बात कर लीजिए. According to whom all the policies of Bharatiya Janata Party are made, to whom all the shipping contracts, airport contracts, defense contracts, and all the airport contracts have been given without that person having any prior knowledge about this. Defense contracts, Madhav, it directly jeopardizes the national security of India, and Narendra Modi is just for the sake of his rich industrialists through whom he's getting electoral bonds, he's doing this. Then a remark that was made by Mr. Modi was, Balak Buddhi, to cycle chalate hain aur cycle se girte hain. To that, I just want to tell the Viruddha Buddhi that, sir, आपको पता होना चाहिए, साइकिल जो है बहुत स्पीड में चली है. उत्तर प्रदेश साइकिल पर बैठे हुए 2 लड़कों ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी का फूल और कम्युनल फूल्स दोनों को उड़ा के रख दिया है. तो नरेंद्र मोदी should mellow down and stop being so arrogant. The second one, Madhav, he calls Congress a parasite. I just want to remind Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson, everybody who likes Bharatiya Janata Party should know that out of the total number of 442 candidates that BJP fielded, 110 were turncoats. 38 turncoats were from Congress Party, out of which 18 have won. So why don't you remove those parasites? If you feel everybody from Congress Party is a parasite, remove those 18, your tally comes down to 222. And if you remove all the turncoats who have won, there have been around 69 who have lost. So 41 have won in total. So your tally comes down to 199. I would want to request Narendra Modi, since you are talking about parasites of Congress party and turncoats of all the other parties, kindly please remove them from your party, come down to 199. We'll make the government and we'll make you pay for all the atrocities you have committed on the constitution of this great nation, on the people of India, and we'll make sure that you pay. And eventually you have to pay.
Okay, one by one, please. I want Dr. Raghunathan to come in and then I'll go across to RP Singh. Dr. Raghunathan.
Good evening, Madhav, and good evening to my fellow panelists. First of all, my most sincere condolences to the bereaved at this absolutely terrible tragedy that has happened in Hathras. The investigations are ongoing, and hopefully we will come down to the bottom of what caused this absolutely terrible mishap. Coming back to the issue, Madhav, I'd very briefly like to make 3 points. Number one, it is ironical, rather profoundly, that when we are talking of the commotion that happened in the parliament yesterday and today, first of all, this kind of loutish behavior is totally unacceptable in the parliament. It irks the citizenry who pays, through their nose in terms of taxes to fund these events. I can call them gala events that happen without any consequence of what kind of debate the citizenry would like to have. And I said ironical because on your debate right now, this was reflected. One of the panelists kind of used rather obnoxious words for the BJP, and the BJP spokesperson was forced to reply in kind. And you, as the honorable speaker, were forced to intervene and saying, please don't do this. If this can happen on a half an hour long television debate, can you imagine what is happening, in the parliament? I think the time has come for people to stand up, the parliamentarian, and say it is unacceptable to be interrupted. I am saying cutting across party lines. What the Congress and opposition is doing right now to the BJP did it when UPA was in power. We've seen how even some, leaders said that, look, disruption of the House is important for the running of democracy. Those were BJP netas. So it cuts across party lines. But I think the time has come for the speaker to say anybody who is disrupting the House, rushing to the well, or being conducting loutish behavior, I will cut 4 months off his 5-year term. 3 such intransigences and he will have 1 less year to loot the public. Because a 1,000 rupee fine is totally unacceptable. These people have thousands of crores. They don't mind. But you tell them you will have 1 less year to rule and loot the public, they will all fall in line. Something has to be done. Number 2, I do commend Mr. Faz. He has he's made a very important point about the Congress Mukt Bharat and the fact that Congress is a parasite. It is fact that Congress might or might not become Mukt from Bharat, but BJP mein Congress yukt ho gayi hai. Quarter of the tickets that the BJP gave were actually for turncoats cutting across party lines. So BJP has to answer it. But now very briefly, I come to the other point that my good friend made last time. When he's talking about the so-called industrialist friend, and of course he is hinting at Mr. Adani because he talked about ports and everything. Will he also comment on the fact that when Congress was governing Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan, and they had already come out and said that Adani is the most corrupt businessman, they already had 85,000 crores worth of money and projects invested in the same Adani. But he will be silent on that.
Okay.
The SP spokesperson will be silent on the fact that Rahul has been corrected on the blatant lie he made on Agniveer, that there is no compensation being paid to the families of the bereaved. Blatant lie. He will be silent on the blatant lie that Rahul says that Narendra Modi promised to transfer 15 lakh rupees in every Indian's account. These are lies that these same people who talk of one fact, but they hide the other 5 and they peddle these lies for not just 1 or 2 years, rather for 10 years.
So Sanjay Jha, respond to that because, Rajnath Singh correcting Rahul Gandhi when he said that this, compensation not being given to the Agniveers, etc. So on facts, Rahul Gandhi has been caught out is what the BJP is saying.
Madhav, the problem with Mr. Modi, the BJP and the right-wing cheerleaders on your program is that they lack basic decency of even understanding what the public has just told them. The public has just told the public of India, please respect your political verdict, have just told Mr. Modi that is 400 to bhul jaiye, we have brought you down by 160 seats. That was the arrogance, the hubris of Mr. Modi. You remember, he joked that the opposition would be sitting in the visitors gallery. This is a kind of hubris of this particular party. They have been humbled. Mr. Modi and all the cheerleaders of the program, the Modi toadies who try to, imitate Shankar Mahadevan, all I will tell them is that look at the verdict from Faizabad, ladies and gentlemen. The epicenter of the entire BJP campaign was based on the Ram temple. And I can tell you the gods are angry because the gods also said, please do not politicize me. Leave some space as sacred and sacrosanct.
Okay.
Don't be so vulgar and crude that you run a political campaign on religion. And I think, Madhav, that is the message of the 2024 election. Jobs, food inflation, the corruption of electoral bonds, which was criminal mafia operation.
Okay.
I think the people of this country will
I want to bring in one point, though, that I want to ask RP
issues.
Singh a specific question on. RP Singh, Rahul in his letter to the Speaker says that, these are selective expunction that is taking place, because he says that his words were, all the controversial comments he made were expunged, but Anurag Thakur, of course, former Union Minister, only one word of his was expunged when he made several comments that are in violation of rules. So he's saying that there is, selective application of rules happening when it comes to the Treasury benches and the opposition. RP Singh.
Well, Madhav, I'll answer that also, but as for my friend from the Samajwadi Party, he was talking about Adani and Ambani. We can't forget pictures of Mulayam Singh Yadav ji with Ambani, the junior Ambani also, but they were in bonhomie. I mean, they every picture, every month there used to be pictures of Amitabh Bachchan and the junior Ambani and Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav partying and enjoying life. I mean, we have seen that, and then a lot of contracts, a lot of things happened during that period. So it is easy to point fingers, but it's easy when it is difficult to remember your own history. But that point aside, coming to the question on what has been expunged, the Speaker's mandate. Speaker would have gone through it. He would have thoroughly investigated the matter, and whatever is not desired as per the parliamentary norm. I mean, if you can't say that one comment has been deleted from or expunged from Mr. Anurag Thakur's speech, or 5 or 6 would have been done from Mr. Rahul Gandhi's speech. It will depend on what was the subject and what is the content. If Mr. Anurag Thakur has uttered one such word, then it would have been expunged. Mr. Rahul Gandhi would have done it.
I want Faizan to respond to that, because Faizan, you've forgotten your own party's leader's track record. Very well
Madhav,
seen, in fact, with the younger Ambani brother.
See, moving around with industrialists or inviting them for development work, that's not wrong. The problem starts when you give them
BJP
undue
will also
advantage.
say this is development.
Madhav, they are taking money and giving them undue advantage. Ambani doesn't know about defense. Adani doesn't know about defense, and Adani doesn't know about airlines. Sir, I didn't interject while you were speaking, sir.
One minute. RP Singh, one second.
I didn't interject.
One second.
I didn't interject while you were speaking.
Just one second. RP Singh, just 1 second. Just 1 second, please. Faizan, was Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav not the Defence Minister of India?
Yeah. Yeah, he was
so they will then come out and say that perhaps he should also not be engaging with those who are at some level or the other. Today, Mr. Anil Ambani, or recently at least, has been associated with various defense contracts. Is that not the case?
Madhav, I'll just tell you. When the coal scam featured that a certain industrialist is buying substandard coal from some other country and getting it here and selling it on a higher rates. Why is this happening? This is happening because Bharatiya Janata Party is giving that industrialist a free run. Bharatiya Janata Party is taking electoral bonds and then allowing corruption on a large scale. That's the issue. Call the industrialists, make them work, make them pay for every penny they are giving. They have been giving from the taxpayers' money. That's the way development happens.
One by one.
That's the way development happens.
Okay, many hands going up. I want Dr. Ranganathan to respond to that. Dr. Ranganathan.
Yes, no, I mean, first of all, of these slanted slight messages that are going around on your panel, I'd like to say, if you have pappus in parliament, you have piddies out here on this debate who like to make these sly remarks, but whatever they say is not worth the shoddy paper it's written on, and they're still smiling. So it's good to see PD smiling. As far as Faizan Bhai is concerned, I'd like to ask him.
No personal comments. I said that earlier as well, Dr. Nathan. Let's keep it civil.
Yeah, I did not. Yes, indeed. In fact, that would be my advice to you, Madhav, because, as you say, I give as good as it gets. So you must stop the personal comments before I make personal comments. I think that is your duty as an anchor.
So absolutely, and I did earlier as well.
No, you did not. You did not stop people who are saying there are Modi toadies on this thing. There are other obsequious comments have been made, and you did not stop it. Hence, I also did not name anyone. I made in the same vein those same comments. So please don't stop me if you don't want to stop them.
Go ahead. Make your point.
Yes, thank you. As far as Faizan Bhai is concerned, saying what experience did Adani have of the, in the domains on which the political parties like BJP paid him, I want to ask him, was it not the Samajwadi Party government that asked Anil Ambani to build a gas plant in Uttar Pradesh while it was ruling Uttar Pradesh for thousands of crores? What experience did Anil Ambani have in constituting gas plants? And secondly, when you talk of anonymous electoral bonds being the largest scam, can you please inform millions of times of viewers as to whether Samajwadi Party has garnered some money through the same electoral bonds, yes or no? It's a simple yes and no question.
Faizan.
No, Samajwadi Party didn't get anything through electoral bonds, as far as... Yeah. There's no record. Samajwadi Party has no.
Could you please fact check, Madhav? Could you please fact check, because he's absolutely wrong.
Nothing from Samajwadi Party via electoral bonds.
Samajwadi Party got hundreds of crores through same electoral bonds, Mr. Faizan.
No, sir, you're wrong. You're wrong, sir.
Okay, I'm going to ask my research team to quickly do the fact check on that.
I'm going to fact check right now, meanwhile.
Please do that.
Please do that. Please do that, Dr. Ranganathan. I'm asking our team to as well fact check that. I don't have the facts offhand, but I believe in the peak of the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, as per some media reports I can see, Samajwadi Party has redeemed electoral bonds worth 10.8 crores.
There we go.
So these are details that are coming in, I believe, from the election commission.
That's a very small amount. See, every political party...
Sir, small or large, is the principle.
Sir, that's a different thing. So, Samajwadi Party...
All right, gentlemen, I just want to come in now. I think there's a very, very serious issue that has taken place in Hathras, and it's a massive tragedy. I'm going to request you all to quickly allow me to shift focus. RP Singh, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the show this evening.